It's Monogamy, Monogamy, Monogamy. Nathan.
Welcome back to the Afropoetan podcast. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome back to the existing subscribers. Please like, share and subscribe, and let's get into this video. So today I want to talk about Nick Cannon, and not just about his recent interview with the Breakfast Club, because prior to seeing the interview this week, I was just a bit confused of why he was, there's so many different women that now have his children, that have newborn babies, and the time gap between them is basically like zero. And I just found it very weird that all of a sudden now he's beginning to have lots of different children with loads of different women in such a short space of time. And on the Breakfast Club, he was talking about, that monogamy and marriage and all of this stuff is, I think he was talking about marriage as like a Eurocentric standard. It's a Eurocentric concept. And talking about in the Bible how they had multiple wives. And this is the problem with the conscious community, the Pan-African community, pro-Black, however you want to phrase it. There's a lot of people in the community that say things, and they don't know what they're talking about, B, they're not practicing what they're preaching, or C, they're contradicting themselves. Nick Cannon is talking about Eurocentric standards and Western traditions and all of this on some fake woke shit, but the women that he hasn't had a child of a Black woman, a woman with full African ancestry. Like Mariah Carey's white passing, I don't know how much she has. I don't know. I think one of her parents is like mixed. I can't remember but anyway, yeah, she's more or less white passing. She is mixed. She does have African ancestry, but it's very little. The other women, they're racially ambiguous. I don't know if they're mixed race. I don't know if they're non-Black. I don't know what they are. The only Black woman that he was with, that he wasn't even really claiming like that, was Jessica. I think is her name, Jessica White. And she was even saying that one of the women on her Hollywood Unlocked interview with Jason Lee, I think one of the women that he had a child with last year, she found out about it, I think, on Instagram. But she did say that when she was with Nick Cannon, that, they did have an open relationship. And that does marry up with what he was saying about him having open relationships and the women know where it is and all of that stuff. Well, I think there's a few things here to unpack. First of all, he's talking about Western standards, Eurocentric. Okay, if you're so rooted in your African culture or whatever, then why haven't you procreated with Black women? Number one. Number two, you're talking about the Bible. From what I understand, I don't think you're a Christian. I think he said that he grew up in the church, but you're not practicing Christian, so why are you quoting the Bible? People like to pick and choose what they want to, when they want to reference stuff from the Bible, blah, 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 but at the same time, they bash Christianity. Make it make sense. Believe what you want to believe, but for me, it doesn't make sense if I was to be like, I don't believe in Islam, but then I'm then quoting things from the Quran. Make it make sense. And another thing as well, he's talking about how he doesn't believe in marriage and blah, 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 and just some fake game stuff that even Charlemagne said that, this is the game that you're telling the women. He was lying, not even lying out of his ass, because he's just chatting nonsense, talking about, I think he was basically implying that by being married, like, you're sort of controlling the woman, and the stuff was just some fake woke nonsense. He's talking about now he doesn't believe in marriage, but why did you marry Mariah Carey? Those women that have children with him, he's given them all that spiel and whatnot. But there's a reason why he married Mariah Carey, and there's a reason why he hasn't married those women. Maybe he might marry one of them, I don't know. But as a woman, I don't understand. This comes back into the baby mama video that I talked about and how it's glamorized. He's a successful businessman. So they're just probably, I can't assume what they're thinking, but if they know what it is, according to Nick Cannon, then they know that they're never going to be married. They're probably not even going to be in a relationship. Okay, he's going to be there for the kids. So what? You've had a child with him because you know you're going to be getting a certain amount of money each month? What about that child? It takes two people to make a child. It takes a village to raise a child. You need two parents in the child's life growing up. What type of environment is that? Where daddy's, one day he's here, one day he's with the other family, and Nick Cannon's already busy as it is. Women need to stop bringing children into this world without thinking about the child. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about the money that you're going to get. Think about the child or children you're bringing into this world and what it's going to do to them. There are statistics about people from single parent households and how they have challenges compared versus to people that have grown up in 2-parent households. Of course, there are anomalies. Of course, not every person from a single parent household ends up on drugs, ends up in jail. No. But a lot of the time when you look back at people that have gone wayward of, acting a certain way or have, maybe just, are not where they would like to be, or they're struggling in some form, shape or form. When you go back and you deep down into their history, most of the time these people haven't come from straightforward families or from stable backgrounds. It doesn't matter. Money isn't everything. Time and love is. And there's also a thing about parents being around but then them not being present. Just because you're going to see a dad at a football match for 10 minutes, how does that help? Of course it helps by him being there, but if that's the only time you're seeing your dad in I don't know how long. He was saying that he goes to all of the children's games. You've got, I don't know how many, is it 7 kids or whatever? I can't even bother to do all of this research too. Of course I'll be putting in pictures and whatever because I tend to pre-record and then I edit the video afterwards. But I just think it's absolutely preposterous that he's proud of it. I find it very weird. And this is the problem of the Black community again, of how we don't value the family structure unit. Then we then don't understand why when we're all not on the same page. If we can't value each other properly, if a man or woman can have a child with someone, but then be like, no, I can't, marriage is something else, marriage is this. How can you have a child with somebody but you're not prepared to marry them? I personally don't understand that, because I think having a child is it's like the biggest honor you can give a man. So why would you give that to a man that's not even prepared to make you his woman, not even prepared to be committed to you? And yes, there's polygamous relationships and stuff, but polygamous relationships, from my understanding, if you're thinking about it in a traditional way, all women are treated equally, So if the man has money, he divides that money equally among the wives. But we're living in the modern day. He's a celebrity, he's a businessman, he's a millionaire or multi-millionaire, billionaire. He doesn't live the standard life that an average person would live. But at the same time, he needs to think, because I think there's something deeper there. I don't understand why a man would now all of a sudden, years later after divorcing Mariah Carey, he's now having kids with different women all around the same time. And to be honest, from the time that, when that song Gigolo came out, I think I was like in secondary school, maybe 15, I can't remember, but that song was a bop. People know it. It features that man that we're never going to talk about. But from the time he got with Mariah Carey, something just felt off to me. I don't agree with relationships, age gap dating when the woman's older than the man. So I found it a bit weird that Mariah would marry, I know they're in Hollywood and all of that, but I just still found it a bit weird that he would, because Nick, from my understanding, Nick Cannon's prime now, but he must have been in his 30s maybe when he married Mariah Carey. And I was like, no, this is not making sense. And now again, he's now doing this with all these different women that he clearly doesn't rate like that, although he's trying to claim that he respects women and all this stuff. For me, I can't respect a man that, in case you've got money and stuff, but I think Kevin Samuels talks about it, about having dick discipline. You know, control yourself. If you wanna, he clearly sleeps around anyway, and he says that he's not into monogamy. So why do you have to then let it get to the extent where you're having kids with multiple women? He is the type of individual, of course. Okay, I am pro-choice in, you know, what people say. If a woman wants to keep the child, yes, she can keep the child. If she doesn't, then it's up to her. Either way, I don't judge. But I will judge when women bring children into this world and they're not bringing them into a stable environment. And furthermore, I'll also judge men that make poor decisions when it comes to women and they create children outside a stable, outside of a stable family unit. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I just wanted to do this quick video about Nick Cannon. I think he's done some fake woke shit. I think it's also a lesson to women to be like, just because you're having a child with a man doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to wifey you. If he married Mariah Carey, that means at some point that he did value marriage, and he probably would. He's saying he doesn't value it now and he wouldn't do it. But I think women need to think twice, because men lie. Men lie. Of course, women lie as well, but you need to think twice about why was Mariah wifed up and why wasn't I? But anyway, guys, please like, share and subscribe. Please leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. And yep, see you guys in the next video. Stay blessed.